I play Tekken for pennies. My name's Ryan Stone. If your life sucks, if your life sucks, if your life sucks, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. You can't half do anything. It's better to do nothing than to half do something. You just have to accept it.
F it, let's go into ranked.
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline, I wouldn't have done anything.
Talk about your all-time transitions from like high energy Friday afternoon vibes to like the most dull the most dull transition ever. Yeah, it's Friday. It's T-Rex Fridays. It's on the main channel, and I just moved it here. I'm going, why am I wasting all of that time and viewership on the second channel when there's like 10 times as many people here who probably enjoy these conversations more than... And what I'm going to do is just use that second channel more for like scripted stuff. Although we'll see. It's, oh, there she is. Had to get the Discord open. Save it for, get all this stuff in there. Setting up the windows is always a pain. Look at that. I see Alex and I see Ken. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Guys especially. Oh my God. Nothing happens ever. And then everything all at once. Let me know if the audio levels are good. Like I'm hitting the negative 10%, so just staying out of the red zone here. But if you hear clipping or if it's extra quiet, and you know, we'll sort that out. I guess the big thing is, do I want to put the vibes back in here while we're chit-chatting? I figure might as well. So let me get those going too. What I want to do is set... Oh, and that reminds me, I've got last week's Red Morning to put on Spotify, and then tomorrow's. And then we're caught up. So it'll be at parity. So if you guys are actually listening to the Red Morning podcast on Spotify, you'll be listening to it. It'll be like on the day after. I think I'll have to set it up. I want to get that on a stable schedule now. So that way, I mean, I guess stability matters a lot, which is funny because you can get anything you want at any time on streaming, but a lot of people are still attached to that former television thing where it's just strictly Tekken for pennies on the second channel. Exactly. I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find it. Where in the hell did I put the music? Oh, there she is. Found it. Oh, I saw a thing too about how to... Windows Start is like, or Windows just File Explorer has slowed to a crawl. It's just annoyingly bad. Yeah. I don't know why they did this. Oh well. When it happens, it happens. Oh, there we go. Oh, such an annoying way to have to do it. I guess the big issue here is just... Yeah, RY guy, you're a gun collector enthusiast at all? Wonder what hobbies you have that we usually don't hear about. Honestly, I've never been a big gun guy. Like, I'm not against guns at all. I mean, the military, I've used Sig Sauers, C7s, C8s, which is the AR-15 in Canada. It's like the equivalent of an M4 and an M16, except for with full auto, not the 3-round burst. And the Browning 50 cal. I'm actually qualified on that still. It's been a while, so I'd probably need a quick refresher, and they were fun enough. But yeah, as far as hobby, if I wanted to do it as a hobby, a little bit pricey, and it would be just, I don't know what it is. It's just out of all the things that were supposed to take, that one as it could have, or should have. All right, one sec. audio levels good on this one? They will be. Oh. Okay, one more second. I'm doing the last changes here. But beyond that, we're gonna keep the vibes going. I have to get the audio into here though. I'm just looking for, do I call it an game capture? Sure, let's try a game capture. This might work. I think it might work. That's weird. It's not capturing the audio like it's supposed to. Oh, don't mind that. They're doing a test of the fire alarm. I thought that was over and done with. Here, I'll pause this so you don't have to hear it. There we go, it's back. The dog freaks out, man. He hates the alarm. He just dives underneath my feet every time that happens. So my big question is, why aren't you... There's got to be a better way to do this then. All right, let me try one more thing. By the way, the Discord's open, so if the guys are in there and they want to come chat, I'm all for it. I always like... Honestly, it's one of the few times I get to chat and catch up with Marty, and like I like the guy. I really do. Oh, they have a VLC video source. Well, how does that work? Oh, you do the playlist. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, okay, we have it figured out. I just need to get the information from it. Learning so much right now. Learning so much. Where's the location? There she is. Music, new folder 3. Music, new folder 3. Look at that. Looping and shuffling, and it gives the thing. Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry, Steam, we don't need you right now. Have I ever tried Rainbow Six? I have not, actually. I have not. I haven't played Rainbow Six since, like, the first one today. To be fair, this is like one of the few times I actually get to game. Occasionally, if I'm finished everything and I have nothing to do until the girl's finished her job for the day. See, now my question is, why isn't this playing? Do you guys hear the song, like a song playing right now in your thing, or no? Because I see it playing. I just don't see it, like, I don't see anything in the audio. Hey, what's up, Paul? I don't think it is it? Yeah, you guys don't hear any audio in this one, do you? All right. Oh, maybe it's just not there yet. All right, whatever. We'll just go this route. It's going to get awkward once we get guys on Discord, but we'll figure it out. Time to get this thing started. I don't know. I had fun with Dwarf Fortress on it. Obviously, it's a very boring game to watch, but it gives us an opportunity to kind of back and forth, a lot more engagement with the audience, less attention on my part. Plus, it's relaxing. Not gonna lie, I'm like, I don't want to call it stressful. Military was much more stressful, even when it wasn't. But the writing for a living, it's fairly... Like, it's not an easy thing. You really do have to be focused. You really do need... I just realized, too. Where is... Got to start the Dwarf Therapist. You always got to get this because they're tasks. If they don't have their tasks ready, then nothing's going to work. There we go. I guess, I don't really explain it. It doesn't really matter. I don't even care if you guys, I don't think you guys are really a big fan of this, but the idea is there's all these different tasks that people can do. And you have to set them early on per each of your dwarves. So that way when you, because you're God mode, right? You task them to do things, and then as they do them, it's based on whether, actually, I guess we don't really need this. Actually, you know what? I think that's enough for now. Whatever. So right now, since everybody's set to gather plants, when I have a gather plant order, they'll all get to it. Make just like a quick temporary stockpile for it. In this case, like the menus are all, I guess there's a whole tutorial on this. So this is everything you can store, well, most everything you can store in the game, categorized by broad categories and then increasing levels of specificity. Normally gathering stuff, you're going to get leaves, seeds, that sort of thing. Good morning, Couch. Good to catch you live while having breakfast. Dude, enjoy your breakfast. So if you guys didn't know this, here's a funny story. Zin. It's like you can't sell it in Canada. But I found a place. I mean, I didn't find a place, but hypothetically I found a place that you can order it online and they ship it to you. So I finally got to see what all the fuss is about, because like everybody keeps talking about it. I'm like, let me see. And they said you get 2. So I was like, okay, peppermint and the smooth, like the flavorless one. I'll try that. And we'll see. It wasn't bad. It's like $15 a pack, so it's not like it's like expensive or anything. And I'm like, this might be neat because I have my nootropic moments, Pirace Tams, when I was getting through a lot of work and I need hyper focus. It's always good temporarily. So I read the package and it's like, yeah, you put it under your lip and then it stays there for like an hour. And I grabbed the 6 milligram pouches, which I'm told is like a bad idea. I'm like, okay, so you put it down, you do it for an hour, and then you get like, hyper focus, nicotine, that sort of thing. Fine. 15 minutes in, start getting sick. I'm like, oh, this is brutal. How do people do this every day? So I took it out, and I'm like, oh, let's sit there. But then it was like, very focused, good stuff like that. And so like, holy geez, this is kind of... And I always thought when I occasionally have pipe smoke and I get that little burst of alertness and energy, I usually like once a week, once every couple weeks. But this was like, holy Jesus. To push it directly into my veins. Oh my God. So yeah. So that one pouch, it took like 3 days to just use the one thing there. I'm just amazed. Oh, there we go. That part's done. So we're going to take a quick look at what's available. You hit the Z key and that opens your... I don't even know what this menu's called, but it's a menu you need for stuff. When I'm tired, I take Cordyceps 4,000 milligrams and Lion's Mane 8,000. We give our dogs Lion's Mane. To be fair, the only things I have, I'm not like big into it, but I have Race Tams. I have Pirace Tam, which is the original, and Anarace Tram, which is like a stronger derivative. And that's like 5 milligrams of one or 800 milligrams of the other. And that's usually if I have like a big project and I need if I need 10 hours of straight writing. Like in the military, I had to take, during the end there, I had to take 7 courses in the military to finish off my second degree so I can get out of the military. And so then, yeah, it like doing your 40-hour work week, plus dealing with like the court charges, plus doing 7 courses a semester so all the times would line up. I was basically amped on the whole time. Like if speed was legal, I probably would have gone that route. And I'm glad I did because I got everything out of the way. But yeah, but then I hear a lot of people using Modafinil and all this stuff. And I'm just like, like once I find something that works, I'm not a big fan of experimentation. I'm like, when it stops working, then I'll worry about something else. And it's usually like once every 3 months, I'll need a burst thing. So I've never been... But I'm sure there's guys that use this stuff daily and they worry about brain fog and that. I'm like, eh. So looking through, these are the different plants you have. The reasons this is important is because there is like barley you can make flour out of this, which is going to matter for your cooking skills. The leaves, which are just used for cooking. Vegetables like cabbages, they're very hard to work with, so you don't really worry about those too much. The one things I'm looking for are rope weeds, because this is actually your clothing industry. And another one called hide root, which I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Yeah, hide root doesn't pop up in there, but that makes red dye. So I have the materials ready for a clothing industry, which is great. And a little terraforming, because why not? Let me take a look. Oh, what the? Okay, we got a pretty lush forest zone here. So what I'm probably going to do is... let's clear out a nice area here, because we're going to be using this for... yeah. We're going to be using that anyway. But I mean, I could do a thing on it. That's technically one of the things I was tempted to do, because it's very, as far as content creation goes, it's cheap and easy. It's mostly just notes. I don't even need a full script. I just need notes, talking points, and then I can do like a little 10-minute video, you know, my type of nootropics, minimum amount of edits. Like, it takes a 1/10 of the time that it would take to edit an Orion video, for example. And if you hit on interesting topics, but then as like going down that route, I'm like, I'm always so busy. It's like, do I really want to just throw some slop in there too? I actually might. Like, I call it slop, but it's only because it's I got a little bit of communist in me, that whole labor theory of value. Because let's face it, when it comes to YouTube stuff, the most interesting topics will completely overcome a need to like really good videos. And it's one of those things I'm kind of proud. It's like, yeah, I could just sit here and rant about what does Myron do? The Jews. He's yelling at black people right now, and whammon. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but it's just so... it's too easy to get caught up in the hullabaloo. Nice, put some more wood storage to get these things out of the way. So the thing I'm trying a little differently now is I want some better organization of my stuff. So I figure if I do this early on, that'll probably be better. We're going to make a... they call this a quantum stockpile, by the way. O-R-O. Dwarfs all harvest. Fuse. That's job cancellations. All right. We're going to make a quick dumping ground. So the way you work a quantum stockpile is you make a dumping ground, and then you make a very expansive, with the exception of corpses and refuge, which, I mean, I can explain it later. You just want to put everything into it. Okay. Wait, I didn't add food, did I? Okay, good. Then the idea is you take everything you have and you can dump it, which turns it into refuse, but then it's onto a stockpile that actually holds what you need to. So why do I not? Oh, that's why I don't have wood crafting and carpentry and bow making yet. So that's fine. We'll set those quickly. There we go. And so you can store a lot of stuff in a very compact space. It's one of the tools you can use in this one, which I kind of like. That's weird. Why is it taking so long? There we go. All right, so we have our organized stockpiling area here. I know, Dwarf Fortress, right? What's up, guys? It's good to see you. Not gonna lie though. So, thank you, by the way. I have an immigration lawyer. Excuse me. We're going through the process on how to possibly get me down to the States, which I'm not going to lie. I'm super excited for it. But the country seems to be destroying itself faster than I can plan for the escape. And it's not just like it'll have to be, it starts with a visa, but it's eventually going to work its way up to like proper green card and citizenship then. So it's pretty exciting times. All right. So let me think here. How do I want to set this up? If you notice, each ground has its own... Actually, you know what? Let's dig a little bit deeper. I think we can handle it. We're way high up anyway. Like level... If you look underneath how it's got in the very corner, bottom right, it says 120. What that means is we're in the 120th levels. Like it goes all the way down to -30. It's kind of similar to how Minecraft does work. All right. So let's see what we're working with here. For stone, we have gabbro, phyllite, marble. Oh, marble's going to be good. Marble you need for flux for steel as well. Siltstone. All right, so we're going to play with the siltstone level, I think, for the most part. So to start things off, we are going to dig ourselves a... Oh, wait, no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do this as a grid now. It's kind of a nice way I like doing it. It works well. 8 by 8. Because then you can always add to it. So what I think I'm going to do here is make 2 8 by 8 grids. And then the idea is it helps with navigation and stuff. Anyways, it's whatever. It's a soft. You can explain it. It just takes a while. Yeah, good. The firm is equipped to handle. Yeah, they're very like it's the second, almost third legal team I've talked to, and they're the only ones that I've had that actually inspired confidence. Because the first one, it kind of had a, yeah, just send me your resume, we'll see what we can do. It felt very, like, blowing me off, and I didn't like that. But this one actually... And I've done my own research, so I'm not stupid about it. All right. So we need to get these rocks out of here. We're just going to move those to the surface for now. Yeah, and it worked out. Like, the expectation, it's going to be about 14 grand US from start to finish for the process. I'm not in a rush, so it should be good. I think the big thing, though, was the one lawyer I talked to, they kind of reminded me of Chesty, Rule Zero Dad. He's awesome, because he's like, he hates when people just bother him with questions and emails and stuff, so he's like, look, I charge in 6-minute increments. If you want to call me, if you want to send me an email, that's fine. Billable hours. So it like right away set expectations, which is kind of similar to how I like run the Patreon. So I appreciate the professionalism on that one. And then it forces me to think, like, do I just want comfort or do I need an answer to a specific question? It really makes me focus on and like make sure I've done preparation. So by the time I have to do some engagement, since it costs, then I'm like, yeah, do it properly. Oh. So on the Z menu, you can also see there's drinks here. I'm out of booze. You never want to run out of booze, because these guys will start getting very aggressive if you do. So we'll quickly set up a booze still. Get that going before somebody gets hungry. Put it on repeat, and I set it to a priority task with the N key. There we go. All right. Everything's saved. Yeah. So it's a 5-year plan. I know there's like a bunch of visas you have to get, and then you have to do a pitch for it, set up your deck, meet with the agents. You can either prioritize the processing fee to like 15 working days, or take the slower path. I'll probably take the slower path because I'm not in a rush. All right. So what I'm planning for here is I'm going to do this little trick. If you want to do farming underground, you need dirt. The problem is, or there's like a trick to get dirt where you have to collapse the layer. So if you look here, there she is. So that layer I'm going to need collapsed. But you also need to give it sky access, so what you do is go to your surface. What the hell? Oh. Sorry, I don't know about why I'm sneezing so much here. I hope it's not ruining your experience with this thing here. And everybody's kind of panicking right now with the immigrant thing, which I don't... It doesn't seem like it's as... The problem seems hyperbolic. Like, illegal immigration, absolutely, but nobody seems to have any concern about the literal best and the brightest stuff. It's the H-1B thing, so... But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Sounds like Germans without beer. Yeah, my observation, a lot of immigration clients want hand-holding and assurances validation. Oh, geez. I know, that's like... Why? I mean, I know why. God knows our work has kind of established the whys on this one. It's just very annoying. The big thing for me is that American law and Canadian law are so different. In the sense that... I mean, the way the lawyer explained it was American law is mostly about adhering to regulation, where Canadian law is more so common law, precedent. But I find the big thing... So, and this is the part that I actually kind of like about American law. It makes it easier for me to understand. It's not so much, do you meet all the requirements? It is, sell me this pen. And I'm like, dude, I get it. I get it. Okay, here we go. So you got to be careful on this stuff, because when you're calling a cave-in, it can actually cause problems. It can kill people. There we go. All right, so... Did I do that right? Yeah. Oh! Oh, okay, I don't think he died, but he did get injured. See, these guys are so stupid. It's like literally... Okay, he's still alive. How's his health? View. Damn it, how do you do the thing? There should be a way I can view his... Maybe it's MISC. Oh. Maybe we'll just go to the menu here. Which one was that? Diller. I'll view him. Alright, he got knocked out. That's fine. We can recover from that. But see, now what happens is all the dirt from the upper level gets dumped onto here. And you have sky access. So what you can do now is... like so. And then, do I even want to use the other areas? Actually, you know what? We'll save those for now. So here's what I'm doing here. I should have, I did one thing wrong though. It just doesn't matter, but. So what you want to do now is you have to create a specialized seed collection area. There's actually a problem that with logistics. So doing it this way is just, I can explain it, but it would take, there's like a 30-minute YouTube video showing you this stuff. The idea is any of the seeds you get go into the feeder stockpile, and then the feeder stockpile feeds specialized seed stockpiles. And the specialized seed stockpiles, like hide roots, Rope reeds. There it is. What else do I got to work with here? This is kind of where you pick, like, what crops do you want to use? I guess purple amaranths would be good, because those give you leaves which you can use for cooking. That's just really all we need. Might want something for variety. Kaniwa. I have to look something up. I forgot if Kaniwa is forgot what that crop is.
Kaniwa. Sounds like konnichiwa. Japanese.
Okay, so it's just a flower. It's just a seed, same as the other ones. You know what? I'm just gonna do barley. Heck with it. So we'll do barley there. It's good to see you. How you doing, Santi?
Well, thanks for the tip yesterday. Always
I wasn't
happy
trying
to
to give
receive constructive criticism from the coach.
Oh, shush. Shut your mouth.
Anything coach throws at us, especially constructive criticism, we'll be happy to take it any way we can. Both sides, from the front to the back, top or bottom.
Well,
we'll
I hate
take
giving
all.
it too, because at the same time, I know the parts that I'm lacking on it, so that I'll put it this way. The criticism comes with a healthy dose of just be warned of who's offering it. Which I don't know how else to say it, but yeah.
Well, no, but your point was very valid. Not too long ago, I saw a video about somebody regarding telling stories, and he basically mentioned the same thing. Fluctuations are needed in order to retain attention of the audience.
Yeah, well, it's a pattern thing, right? Because in writing, same way. A lot of people like really short sentences, and a lot of people make really long, drawn-out ones. But if it has to be treated like poetry. So if all you have are long sentences strung together, the guy who's reading it kind of loses it. If you have just short ones together, the whole thing reads rapid fire, and then you kind of lose the guy. So the idea is you intersperse longer sentences with presuppositions and all that stuff, and then you put shorter ones in there, and the variety is what keeps somebody's interest. And it's not even a ADHD thing. It's just that's how the brain is wired to work.
Well, it's with a lot of things, even with habits, it's the same thing. How is a habit formed? Doing something at the same pace and consistently, and
That's a good point.
with the right amount of frequency. It can be infrequent. It has to be frequent and in large enough amounts that you, like if you do it once a year, okay, it's the same frequency, but it's not frequent enough. It doesn't have the same consistency to create a new habit.
Yes. One sec. I'm counting as I'm talking. My brain don't work both ways. I can do one thing, and I'm a solo tasker. No, all of that.
All men are solo taskers. That's why I need to, when I'm playing Minecraft, for example, I'm talking to you, I need to translate. My brain needs to translate Dutch and English. Yeah, it's the same thing. So
yeah, so you got like doubly hard, which, sucks for you. I don't envy you on that one.
I need to switch between 3 languages daily, so it's not that uncommon. It's common enough for me.
Oh, fair enough. Because if it's anything like the way I have to parse French while I'm talking, it's like, oh boy. Oh, mother of pearl.
I need to do it daily, so to me it's not that uncommon.
All right. So this here, I want to add 3 wheelbarrows and put all the stone in here. And then we're going to do some quick smoothing for some quick value.
By the way, why again Dwarf Fortress, you traitor? One day of Minecraft and you're already switched again.
I bounce back and forth, but this one, I'm going with Dwarf Fortress because I'm not in the mood to play anything right now. I'm not going to lie to you, but I didn't want to just sit here in my chair staring at the screen. Like, I need something. You know how those Zoomer videos, they have like a video game and then the dude giving the advice and they're always split screened? It's like I had to do something like that right now.
Like I said, I don't watch Twitter or Instagram or any of those things, so I have no idea.
Oh, dude, Twitter's weird right now.
Big.
All the Trump stuff. I didn't know this. In like the last 72 hours, he has just gone on a tear. Everything. He's like canceled some executive order from like the 1960s about affirmative action, and Like I even did a meme format in it where he went to the WEF, like the Davos group, the lizard people globalists. He went into that conference and at first everybody and me too were like, oh, look at that. He sold you out. But then he get in there and just gave all the globalist bankers a blast of shit. I was like, oh, Canada, we don't need your lumber. We don't need your oil. We'll make it ourselves. Sort out your border or we're cutting you off. And I was like, holy jeez, Dad's home. And then Trudeau got all mad and he's like, well, you just forget American products, buy Canadian, stop buying. And he's like, get Heinz ketchup, stop using the other ones. Now the ketchup company is mad at Canada. It's like, hey, our factory's in Ontario, asshole. It's just like, you can't make this stuff up. It's so damn good.
Well, not only that, my colleague yesterday had to work together with a colleague of mine, and he showed me the video of Elon Musk doing the
salute.
I was like, God damn it.
I know, because it's like, he knows. And I know he's saying, no, it's the Roman salute. It's totally different, where it's like, yeah, but you know exactly what's happening with this.
Well, it's like with that again. It's like with the swastika. The swastika was originally even Arabic, and other cultures used it as well. So it's been appropriated for something completely different.
It's just, yeah, you know what people are going to draw the conclusions from. So it's like, no, this is the Hindu symbol for prosperity. It's like, bro, come on, don't stop messing with me. I know.
You find it even in Arabic history, and I think it was the Persians who had the black sun, which is basically like 3 swastikas in a different angle. Has nothing to do with it.
Well, I mean, yeah, and it's just it's like a hooked cross. It's a common symbol. It's like pyramids. Everybody's like, why is there so many different cultures that make pyramids? It's like, if you want to make a tall building in ancient anywhere, you kind of have to make it a pyramid. So that's why.
Yeah, but the pyramids is a bit special because there's only one. If you look at the planet, only on the equator you can find pyramids. Nowhere else.
Well, that's because that's where people were. Isn't that? Well, like our prehistoric kind of thing. We didn't have clothing and all this stuff yet. We couldn't really build in the Arctic.
It isn't. Not really that. It's not only on the equator. It's also on the exact period in time of human history.
Oh, we're going. Okay, I see where you're going with this one. I get it.
It's an uncanny similarity, and it's one of those theories, you know.
Yeah, no, like the Egyptians, did they take a boat and end up in Mesoamerica? Oh, dude, I'm with you on this stuff. I get hooked on these.
Oh yeah, but and when I was following Norse in taking night classes for Norse, I only did it 1 year. There was one guy, a Norwegian explorer, who actually proved that it was possible using the exact same methods and materials of that time, that they were able to cross the Pacific. Really?
Yeah, see, the open ocean thing blows my mind, because like I've been on that ocean. It is not a fun sail. Like, I know people died on that route.
Well, yeah, like it wasn't on the first try. He succeeded. It took him several, but it took him several tries, but I did finally succeed in it. So it is possible. Is it probable? It's something else. Is it possible? Yes, it's been proven to be possible.
Yeah. But I love that stuff. That reminded me of like Zeitgeist. Oh, I don't know if you ever watched that. I don't know if
I watched it.
Oh yeah, so you know exactly. Like that's oh my god, ancient Egypt made the Bible. Holy crap. And then it's like,
not even that. Even the Persians had batteries.
Oh, the batteries. I forgot about the batteries. Yeah.
Persians had legit batteries.
But Christians ripping off the ancient Egyptian gods to make the Bible. You're like, oh my god, the conspiracy is real. And then the Federal Bank Reserve. What the I used to watch that movie to go to sleep, man. I loved that thing. I've watched it a dozen times.
But even in general, when they were talking about the pyramids, like when you look at the tunnels, how they excavated it, how it could be possibly created, it was simply impossible to simply rely on torches because of the oxygen quantity, especially when there are people around. Torches would have been a very highly unlikely source of light.
Right.
And then they found those urns that used specific metals and lemon acid to actually make a battery. So it is plausible. very plausible that they actually used a very old form of electric lighting.
Yeah, man. Oh, that stuff, it's my jam. I love all of those little, like, I don't mind modern conspiracies, but the ancient ones I find so much more fascinating. I really do. The idea that, like, Atlantis, or like how we had a super technologically advanced society, but it crumbled away and now there's no evidence of it, but this is like our sixth, it's like the Matrix. And I know most of it's BS, and it's like interspersed with the occasional like really good archaeological theory, but I just love trying to parse out what's bullshit and what's not. So much
is it
fun.
BS, or is it because nothing withstands the test of time? Everything erodes over a long enough period.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was the other
who's
one,
to
like the
say?
geological one. Have you seen this? The theory where it's because you can't. One sec, I'm doing this as I'm doing it. You can't know what the Earth was like past 2 billion years ago because the way the tectonic plates move. We essentially can't. The entire churn of the landform means we have a completely different landform, and anything further back than 2 billion years, we just can't know. It's impossible. All the evidence is gone. And I think that's where the theory started, where like, yeah, 2 billion years ago, we had some advanced lizard people or people or something like that. And I'm like, wow.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but
Oh, I don't know about any of it. I find the whole thing fascinating. I love it.
well, I could see the possibility of it.
And they tell it with such confidence too. They're like, oh, this is exactly what happened. Why didn't this take?
Hmm.
And that's what I love too. Like, oh, it's like wrestling for me. Pro wrestling. Oh my God, Hulk Hogan is fighting the ancient Egyptians? Holy jeez.
Stargate Atlantis. Stargate back in the day, SG-1.
Well, I mean, I get it. We all kind of need this, right? Some people have Marvel slop, and some people have the conspiracy theories. I'm choosing the conspiracy theories. Pro wrestling. Dude, I watched SmackDown. I haven't watched wrestling in like 15 years, and I am so irritated. I'm angry, man. It doesn't even look like wrestling anymore. Have you watched SmackDown or Raw?
No, I know back when I was in high school, early to mid 2000s, we did have the WW. What was it?
Was it still
E?
F back then, or oh?
I can't remember. I never paid much attention. To me, it was like I watched it a couple times, but it didn't hook me like it did you. To me, it was just
Well, it's just all it's
Okay.
all like storytelling. It's like serialized. It's like watching Transformers or Knight Rider or any of those things. It was all in the same vein, and that's why I loved it. It was all about your story arcs.
I couldn't see the story. It was couldn't see it, or I didn't understand it. To me, it was just I don't know. It was
Yeah, I mean,
Jerry
it doesn't have to be your cup of tea. That's fine.
It was Jerry Springer to me, and a check out of Jerry Springer. So
Yeah, but like, so what had happened is there's always breaks in between the events, setting up, tearing down, stuff like that. And what they used to do is have WWF promos where you just watch a guy just yelling at the camera, I'm going to take him out on Thursday. And it gets you hyped for the next event, right? So they constantly hype the next event during the breaks in this event. And then they did the sort of thing on SmackDown, but it was different. It was almost like like a character select screen on a video game. They just had all the guys standing around. They had this weird chill vibe music playing. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And why is everybody so pretty? That's what gets me the most, man.
it sounds a lot like chick wreck for guys.
Yeah. Like there's pretty boys. You have your Ric Flairs, you have your baby faces and whatever, and then you have your technical guys, but then you're supposed to have like a three-toothed hillbilly wearing like a flame suit. Like Earthquake, you need some ugly guy who's just monstrous. But no, even the big guys were pretty. Everybody's got tattoos and they're all wearing like the same pants. It really did look like a video game select screen for characters. And there was a lot of chick fighters, which there's always been chick wrestlers, but it was almost like tits boys. Gotta love it. And I was like, ah, exactly. Captain American fighting Iron Man. Boys, Neo's fighting Morpheus. It's like, how do you not love that stuff?
By the way, good day to you, Mish.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, I know that guy. He's the man.
How did the exams go, man? If
It
you're
went
if you
well.
want to say it.
Yeah, it went well. It went well. Can't complain.
Hey, what's the bathrobe called again? Like, what's the name for it?
In Arabic,
Yeah,
hammam.
the hammam. Are you still in the black hammam?
Oh, dude, no, you mean the black thobe, the rope?
Yeah, the robe, the bathrobe. I just didn't know what
Oh,
to call it.
I thought you said bathroom. I'm like, what bathroom? Like, why is he asking about bathroom?
Oh no, the
Bathrobe.
bathrobe.
Your garb. Your
Yeah,
garb.
yeah. Let's call the thobe. No,
The thobe.
yeah.
Welcome, this
I
is my
thought,
thobe.
yeah.
A thobe for
No,
thumping.
the shitting has stopped. The shitting has stopped.
Oh, so
Thankfully.
you can go back to white now. That's good.
Yeah.
There was a joke on this one, a British joke. You might like it too, where the guy was a naval captain, and they're gonna go board another vessel. It's a Navy joke. Going to board another vessel, and the captain looks over and he sees the pirates coming. He's like, "XO, get me my red jacket." And he was like, "Why do you need your red jacket?" Because I want to make sure the crew has morale. So if I get shot, they can't tell I'm bleeding, and they'll continue to fight. He goes, "Excellent, excellent." They get into a battle. He puts on his red coat, gets shot, dies, but the crew fights on and wins. XO takes over, hires a new XO. They're cruising around again. They see another pirate coming. Pirates are coming, and this time there's like 3 ships. And he looks over to his XO. He's like, "XO, get me my brown pants." I don't know why. It's always funnier when you're drunk to hear that one, but it's one of those stories that I enjoyed.
Dude, the funny thing is we have an Arabic version of the same joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, one sec. It's me with a $4. Oh, thank you so much, sir. I don't have the Jack Murphy one set here. $4.99 super chat. Thanks for putting the compilations together. I tend to binge info. Well, that's what I was told. Yeah, if you guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the channel, I've taken all of the sidebar stuff, and instead of having 20-minute episodes, I have like one 10-hour episode now. I'm trying to clean up the 800 videos on the damn channel.
Yeah, but it was possible because it was in a playlist. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem, this seems to work a lot better than just keeping it as a playlist, so. Which is fine. I guess the kind of guy who really loves the red pill stuff was going to sit there for 7 hours anyway. I know with that and the timestamps, it just makes it easier to reference as well. But I mean, I don't know. The guys are enjoying it. I'm glad you guys are. Somebody gave me my first blast of shit over the book stuff, though. That was pretty fun. I haven't had one of those in forever.
Why?
Well, do you remember? Oh, well, this fiction thing you're doing here. I get it. The red pill's boring, but you're a luminary. You're a visionary. You got to do conferences. And I was like, this reminds me of. Do you remember Kitten Holiday? Do you guys remember her?
The names rings familiar, but it's been a while.
She was friends with Donovan Sharp's wife, Dev. And for a while there, she was the one that put her tits on the camera. It was like 2018, and talking about how real men this and real men that. And everybody's like, okay, that's great, but you're a chick, so don't worry about it. Anyway, she used to she hated Donovan. Hated him. So she would go to every other guy from the podcast. It's like, you guys, you're the one that's holding this thing together, right? You really need to. And it was always just compliment, compliment, compliment. By the way, you need to kick Donovan off the show. And George Bruno did the same thing. You guys are the greatest this, greatest that. By the way, this, and it's like, as soon as you hear like the glowing praise and then a call to action, I'm like, yeah, I know where this is going.
What do you want? What do you want? Something
What do you
suspicious.
want? But it's always, buttering you up for something else just made me laugh. And I haven't gotten that in forever. It almost feels nostalgic.
I had that past week when one of our managers said something to me. I was like, this is suspicious. What do you want?
Yeah.
When they start praising you, oh, we're very happy about your work, and so you're very reliable. It's like, you want to put more work on me, don't you?
Yeah, you do the little cut to the chase motion with your hand. Where are we going with this one? What do you need?
I'm cutting back. I have way too much overtime on my hands. I have way too much overtime behind me. And
that's why they're buttering you up then, because they want you to get back in on it.
Dude, my manager gave me a bottle of gin yesterday. Just to celebrate my promotion. And like you guys talking about people just giving you things and then shoving it up your ass. He told me like he's gonna expand my department and he's gonna give me more employees under me, and he's just gonna merge other departments under me. I'm like,
every damn time, man. Every damn time.
Yeah.
All right. So how do I want to? Oh, I need a wood pile for this one too. How do I want to do this? I guess we'll make it further away.
Well, but
But I
in my
also
case, I'm
need.
also highly
Oh,
motivated not to do this and to be very careful because here we have a bit of an exemption for 130 hours of overtime.
right.
Then we don't get taxed. Then we get taxed normally, not as much, but everything else above the 130 hours, you get taxed at least 60%. So you're
That's such a
basically working for
Canadian way
free.
of doing things, by the way.
So you're basically
Punishing you for
working for
wanting to work
free.
harder. Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm dialing it back. No more than 130 hours of overtime. Fuck that.
Well, is it 130 hours per pay period or 130 hours per month or 130 hours per, I guess not per week. There's only 167 hours in a week, but.
It's Europe, so it's per year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, clever little bastards. It's like the
Oh,
Navy,
one of
man.
my-
As soon as they give you ice cream, as soon as you got ice cream, I've never seen people get like PTSD from ice cream until you've met a sailor. Because as soon as you see it, you're like, fuck. We're sailing somewhere for Christmas. I goddamn know it.
One of my colleagues that recently retired. He retired, no, not recently. Last year in May.
Yeah.
He had years where he did 700 hours of overtime.
Man. Was he
700.
single or did he just hate his wife? Because that's a lot.
No, he just loved his job.
Oh, fair enough. You love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. Oh,
yeah,
one sec. Woodrock has a question here. He wants to know how hard this is to get into. It's hard to get into, but it's not because it's particularly complicated. It's that there's like a cliff of stuff you have to learn. So there's about 20 different systems that all intertwine in this thing. Once you understand all 20, it's fairly easy. But to learn those first 20, so it's one of those games you almost have to spend 10 hours watching YouTube videos and tutorials until you finally get into it. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but it's kind of a game that's like, you're going to lose. It's like the zombies game in Call of Duty. Like you're going to lose every game you play. You just have to have fun when you're doing it, if that helps.
Yeah, it sounds like Minecraft or what Minecraft was to me. God damn it.
Actually,
the first couple of months, hell.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
I did find it funny when Jack mentioned, I'm gonna build a big gray castle. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. You have, nothing about the farms, nothing about the mechanics, and you're gonna build a gray castle. Oh boy.
A big gray rock. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. That was always my thing too. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna prioritize smoothing out this stuff. So, like, case in point, here actually, this is what I mean about getting into. So you have designations. The designation menu has its whole thing. There's a whole tutorial on it. You can mine stuff. You can make channels. You can dig up into roofs. You can remove stairs, ramps, chop down trees, gather plants, smooth stone. All these things have a purpose. And then once you do those as well, there's also a priority marker at the bottom. So I could say prioritize this one, and you have 7 levels of priority you can set. You can do standard or markers. Like in the future, I'm going to do something here, but I don't want to devote resources to it yet. So I'll just make it a marker so I can go over it later. Sometimes you can do things in boxes. Sometimes you want to do them individually. To explain it all, if I wanted to do it in depth and we wouldn't be able to hang out with Mish and Santiago here, it would probably take me like 25 minutes to explain it all. But then once you know it, you can just apply it in any of the individual situations you get in and it works out. If that makes sense.
But don't you still have a couple tutorial videos you made from a year or two ago on this?
Yeah, I took those down. They didn't really take off. And to be fair, the game's changing so fast now. Or you mean tutorials for this one? I got one out of the way of just how to install it. Basically, yeah, the tutorial was 10 minutes, completely densely packed, and it was just how to install and get the game to run. I never even got to like the first button you press when it starts. You probably already know this. There's just a lot to it, and that's fine. Okay. I just realized I need pots. Do I not have pots? Oh, that's why. So, like, here's an example. I need these pots to hold my booze. The problem is I don't have enough right now, or yet. So you're using them for storage when I need to bake them for making me something to drink. So I have to know to remove the pots from the storage thing. I have to know to bring them up to my dumping pile. I need to know how to cancel them from the dumping pile and then make brewing plants from it. 7 different processes in there for just like 8 button keys. What were we just talking about? Were we on conspiracy still, or overtime, or
A bit of everything.
Bit of everything.
Like always, a bit of everything.
See, I like this stuff. I really do. This is, I know it. What's his favorite part of the week? It really is the T-Rex Fridays with you guys, because it's like the most human feeling I get out of our stuff we do. I have to do every week for work. It's not the books. It's not the podcast. It's the one time here where I can feel like a human being at work. It's so nice.
But by the way, why didn't you want to play anything? A bit overworked or a bit? I
don't know. Just when you're in the mood, like you maybe have spare time and you're bored and you're whatever. But like if I'm bored right now, I have to get caught up on reading. I've got the MG Pulp and Anthem, TJ and Vince and them. Yeah, it got in, and so I've gotten started on that. I'm writing a cyberpunk book, so sometimes I'll just tinker away at that one. But I also have to finish Neuromancer, because it's funny enough, for me being such a huge cyberpunk fan, I've never read Neuromancer. It almost is like, it's like, what's Star Wars? So I've got to read through that, and I got to read through that, and then I actually want to read my book again now that everything's about to come out. And then if I have spare time outside of that stuff, I'm just kind of like, the girl likes attention too, so sometimes maybe spend some time with her and do things. And so gaming is just, it's the low priority task.
And then looking into your expatriatism.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a legal thing. That's just as time permits. I'm fine with that. I think the one thing that made the lawyer very comfortable with me, hopefully, as a client, is like, how long do you expect this to take? I'm like, I assume I have it in a 5-year plan. So it's like, I'm not pushing you like, I got to get out of here in the next 3 months. I need everybody to stop everything for me. Very low priority client who pays on time. Like, what more could you want, right? Oh, and then the new thing, Double Dealer Magazine. I'm, what am I doing here? I'm submitting a short story for them. The first chapter of the cyberpunk stuff, I've kind of designed it as a short story, and I'm going to submit it to them, get in their magazine, which is exciting. It's like a smaller magazine. It sells about as much as one of my books. Each magazine sells about as big as one of mine would do. So I'm not expecting to be some big thing, but I just like the idea of being like the short story in that publication. Like most of the guys that Nick has put me on to like help improve my writing, that's kind of how they got started, was just sending off to little short story anthologies here and having them make their magazines. I just find it awesome. It's so much fun.
Was it a bit like a Nick's Punch Riot back in the day?
It's exactly like Punch Riot. It's just they have a bit more production value, and now that I'm actually writing fiction, like I still regret not taking advantage of Punch Riot more. Like that little rag really did deserve a bigger audience and more effort than I'd put in. And he said that was the hardest part for him, was finding writers. Which is hilarious, because you'd think the hardest part now would be getting an audience, but like, no, it's finding people to give you stories. I was like, oh. If there's really no competition, then I should be good to go.
Well, giving stories is the problem. It's giving good stories that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing. I think there's so few that... One sec. That they don't get to be that fussy.
Yeah, and especially when you have an editor like Nick who actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Doesn't give a crap about DEI and whatever.
And it is funny too, because like I got him to edit this one, structure and then line editing. So the story probably cost me $200 in editing services, and if it gets accepted, they pay $50. So I'm like, I'm losing money on it. so it's not an investment, but I do find it interesting. I do find it fun, and I'm looking forward to that one taking off. But there's another one too that's in Canada. And I gave them the Why You're Lost article that I have from Frame. Going there too. Turns out there's a lot of people that we don't know that watch this stuff, and they read the stuff, and they follow along, and they're in a whole bunch of different spheres, and then all of a sudden it's like, I try for something new, and they're like, oh, somebody recommended you. I'm like, who? Turns out there's people out there who actually like us that have nothing to do with the Red Pill, nor do they want to, and I'm like, bless those people.
No, wasn't it the same as your wrestling guy send you a little signed photograph?
Yeah, exactly. Brian Pillman, or I guess Lexus King now. I haven't watched him yet. I got to get on, find out when he's doing it, because they moved wrestling now. It's on, I think, Amazon, or was it Netflix? One or the other. I'm like, that's a good start. I think they should be doing that more. Get them on the streaming. That's how you win over the Zoomers. The dead walk. What the hell? All right, so this is a problem. What do we got here? Goblin Axeman, Human Axeman. Undead corpses. Where is he? Oh, there they are. So we have 4 undead guys, and we are not prepared. We might actually die. Oh yeah, they're coming for us. No, don't cancel that yet.
Project Zomboid in Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the undead walk the realm. I was way away from the dead zone too. Let me think. Where can I hide? Oh, I forgot this option. There should be a thing to burrows. That's the one. Add a burrow.
You cannot hide from death. Death comes for us all.
Find the burrow. Can't I make it bigger? Oh. Oops. No, we're going to do it here. And if I'm not mistaken... Okay, so it's defined. Add the citizens. So I add everybody to it. Dude, I think we're going to get just mogged. And then... Oh, there should be an alarm option. I haven't had to do this one in forever, so I'm all confused now. Hotkey, view emits, items, rooms. Maybe it was orders. Alright, I gotta look this one up. For an alarm burrow, create a burrow, add to the burrows, select them in there. Name the burrow, press enter to finish. M, the M menu. Oh, I have to create a militia to put in there? Oh no, alerts menu. Is that not the alerts menu? Dude, these AI searches are just ridiculous. Why does it say M? Oh, military alerts. Set a civilian alert. If this worked, I might survive. I got a shot. Get out of there. Run, you goofy bastards. 5 guys made it. Run, you stupid idiots. Six of them. 6 out of the 10 made it. Oh. Run! Run! What are you doing? They're panicking. Oh, they're walking through the water. We're gonna die, boys. We're all gonna die. It's Netflix for wrestling. Okay. Why is Michael Keaton's Batman the fan? Oh, I think they got you again, Santi, with the fake shit. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
I think
yeah. Why would I type it on here?
What is this? 3-eyed humanoid, large mandibles, eyes glow amber, charcoal skin. Oh, man. We got a total undead invasion. Oh, and they're taking out all my buildings. Oh, they're gonna kill us. We're so done. Oh, he just got murked.
It's also weird. Why would I start talking about Michael Keaton when there was nothing to jumpstart that question?
Yeah. Oh, no. Everybody's getting murked. Oh, he's gonna get killed. Run, you bastard. No, he's done. Yeah, that's it. They broke us. Oh, we got murdered. But you see what I mean? Like, I didn't have nearly enough preparation to, to defend a zombie horde. So it's just, you're just done. And you just have to be okay with that.
Was it just the start of the game, or was it a game you
Oh,
already
yeah, I
started?
wasn't even through the first season yet. I didn't even have farms set up, nothing. So
By
you're gonna have
difficulty,
to...
though.
It's just the game. Sometimes you're going to have like a completely unfair section. Like sometimes there's mythical beasts that'll come up from the ground, like a golem or a hydra or something like that, take you out. Sometimes you'll get invaded by a goblin tribe. Sometimes you'll have like, they actually have depression spirals too. So like one of your more influential and charming guys dies, and then everybody gets depressed and people don't work, and then you slowly starve, and then as more people die, people get more panicked. All kinds of stuff can happen to you here.
Reminds me of those RTS games back in the day. You're prepping, but you're forgetting to build up your army. Suddenly you get invaded by the enemy.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, shit, no, too soon.
And hey, this one just adds on top. It's like Zomboid. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, you don't, no chance. Don't even worry about it. Santi, actually here, you're on Discord, right? Have I wrenched you yet or no?
Nope.
All right. In the general chat.
Yeah, first remove the guy who's in there.
Okay. Okay, so none of this is you. Gotcha.
No, none of it is me.
I put... Do you see the general chat? I just typed something.
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Put that into chat and I'll wrench you. I blame Allie for this Billy thing, by the way. She and Torsha. Torsha was the one who got this guy in here, and now he just won't leave, and he refuses to be not a nuisance, so... There we go. So yeah, just type that in the chat so I can wrench you up.
Well, I'll put something. I'll put here I am. Plain and simple.
Well, the reason I have to do this one is it's an authentication system here. The idea is I know you have access to this one, so you can put it in, so you can go into there. It's just in the general chat. Because somebody did put here I am, and I just muted them.
That was me.
Oh.
I'll put a.
No, it's fine. I'll go with this one. If you fuck me though.
Oh wait, here.
There we go. You should be good now.
I'm a real boy.
Okay, good. All right, we got it. All right, back to the chat. What the hell is playing now? Some of the epidemic sound choices I get make no sense. There we go. Something more chill. Yeah, the reason why the lawyer is comfortable is because you're confident, transformed, but bored. Oh, maybe. I'm pretty sure with lawyers, they just don't like bullshit at all. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to either. So the easier I can be as a client, it's like same as like the editing. Nick likes it because I pay on time and I don't harass him too much. And the stuff I send him, he's like, all right, it's actually kind of enjoyable, so I don't hate it.
Well, it's like with most, I would say, independent contractors. A friend of mine had it when he was working for a company. He was an account manager for a region.
Yeah.
And the main company always kept pushing for him to force to sell people shits they didn't need, and these are small independent carpenters.
Right.
And when you keep pushing those people and annoying them with questions and shit they don't want, they're gonna turn away to a place that doesn't bother them.
Just leave me alone. I could feel.
Yeah, and the main
feel that pain.
Yeah, but he didn't do any of it because he left them alone. He just didn't ask any annoying questions. He just did what the customers asked from him, and his numbers went through the roof because of it.
Good on him then.
Because like you, he didn't bother them with unnecessary shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that scares me too. Do I send too many emails on my newsletter? That's always the thing got me, because I know I subscribed to everybody's newsletter when I first started out. That was part of like the little network, and most of it was just pablum and boring shit. So I'm always hypersensitive to like, am I wasting somebody's time? I have no idea if I am or not, though. That's the worst part. It's like, I hope not, but you never know. All right, here goes nothing. They mistook me for Billy and Rob's chat and I got banned. Why can't we have a good experience? Oh, that sucks. Courage, just let him know. Like, if you can reach out to somebody or get him on there. Like, try to remind me next time I'm in there. Because more often than not, Rob's the same as me with his, like, one chance thing. It's way easier to deal with, like, a false positive than a false negative, so... And sometimes, like, if you're just, like, bantering with the guys, it's very easy to mistake that for... Why do I have a hill here? It's very easy to mistake that for trolling.
Well, it also depends how good the other guys know you. At a certain point, they do falter, like, I will never ask or tell something very recently, like from Pearl or whatever, because I'm unaware, I just don't pay any fucking attention.
Also true.
If I do refer to something, in my case, it's something from the very beginning when I met this space like 4 or 5 years ago. That's about it.
But I mean, that comes with time. Sometimes there's people that are not the most, I don't want to say like influential, but you start to recognize people over time.
Yeah, like you did last weekend. You recognized it wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yours are pretty easy. It's almost at the point that I recognize the troll, the way he talks, and I was like, oh, it's one of those again. It's always really stupid questions. And I always get like halfway through reading it till I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's like you said, who gives a shit about Michael Keaton right now?
If it was the question when the movie came out with the Flash, was it the Flash? Yeah, it was the Flash. Then it would have made sense, especially considering the current theme, because it's gaming, movies, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it would have made sense. We're like, what, half a year further now? It's like, dude, this is in the 1990s or 1980s when a movie stuck around for a year as a topic.
Yeah, that's another thing too. You're right. I remember the example I'm thinking of is music, but it carries over. The Smashing Pumpkins Bullet with Butterfly Wings. I remember that was on the top 10 list for like 17 weeks, 18 weeks, almost like a year, I think, by the end of it. And nowadays, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, last a week until something else is new.
Really popular shit's 8 weeks.
Exactly, 8 weeks. There's like somebody could go on a vacation, come home, and have completely missed a trend. Like, that's just way too fast for humans to process, you know?
Oh, yeah,
I don't know what we're gonna do about that. It's not a good thing.
I can't remember whether it was a movie or a TV show or whatever or something, but there was this one quote. I even used it at a certain point because it is a very valid point, and that was for World War II.
Right.
And one of the commanders got an order, and the soldiers asked him something, and he was like, "Son, I can't answer that. Like, I just do what I'm told because this is beyond me. This is simply too big for me to understand."
Mm-hmm.
And as with most of these things, some of these things are simply too big for a human to understand. It's enormous.
Yeah.
Like, I have this clip recently that's going around. I think it was one of those the guys who look up at the stars.
Oh, astrologists or not astrologists, astronomers.
Astronomers, yeah.
Sorry, I'm still in like the ancient Egyptian conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, no, but he was giving the examples. A clip of one of those guys who was being visited on, who paid a visit on Joe Rogan, and it wasn't Neil deGrasse Tyson. It was somebody else.
Right.
And he said it, when you look at it numbers wise, like only our galaxy has like several billions, hundreds of billions of stars, but then our galaxy is only one of billions in itself. So these are numbers way beyond human comprehension.
And not just that, I guess we are in a quiet spot, which I didn't think, but it makes sense now that I think about it. Like, there's voids in the universe, and we're actually in a fairly big one right now. So
yeah, because the universe keeps expanding.
Well, no, it's bigger than what other ones would be right now. Like, there's places that are really more concentrated with matter, and we're just not in one of those. So we're gonna experience the, what do they call it, universe death or something? The idea that things get far enough away because of the expansion of the universe that we won't know what else is out here. Like, it'll just be us alone with the galaxy.
Yeah. We're gonna inbreed like fish in the Andes Mountains.
Yeah, we're the equivalent of New Zealanders right now.
Why the reference to New Zealand?
Because it's the only other place I can think of that's completely isolated from the rest of the world. Damn it, I'm gonna lose guys here. Yeah, I've already lost a guy. Ah,
Man,
I hate
yeah.
doing terraforming.
Doesn't have Indians in it.
Oh, Mish. Evil bastard. How dare you? How dare you besmirch our best and brightest?
I'm Canadian. What are you talking about?
Sir, this is tech support.
You guys
Hi,
joke, man, but we
everybody.
are officially, like, you guys say Canada can't do nothing right now, but we are officially the biggest nation of car thefts in the world. And I'm like, you don't just get there by accident.
Bigger than the Netherlands and all the diversity we have?
Oh, dude, it's something like 600 cars a day are being taken.
Jesus.
Just in Toronto or in Canada in totality?
In Canada, but it's mostly centered around Montreal and Toronto. Because nobody else can afford a car.
Or because there are ports nearby, easy to ship. Yep, get on.
Well, that's where they're coming through the Montreal port because we have like zero security for the zone. I guess there's a lot of technology that shipping people use, but because Quebec is always so backwards and they refuse to use Anglo stuff, they're like caught in the 1990s level of technology. So as much as everybody made fun of those, remember the Teamsters got mad about whatever a little while back? Yeah, they're way more advanced than Canada. No, but we're not like Singapore. It's just laughing at us. Like, dude, robots handle all this. We don't even have to touch it.
Gone in 60 seconds, Bollywood edition.
Pretty much. It's just annoying, and I don't know. And you know what? It's just going to be depressing. Never mind. Let's change the topic. Let's talk about the Netherlands. Are your farmers throwing more crap into Parliament yet, or what?
No, they've been quiet lately. They've been quiet.
Oh.
They've been very quiet lately. I mean, the far right guy won, but nothing's changing. Absolutely nothing. So,
Well, it takes-
you wanted
it
to
takes-
talk less depressing? That would be the wrong thing, sir.
Like, nothing's
Wrong.
changing, as in it's just very sluggish, or nothing's changing in that we need more immigrants. Like, what do you mean by not
Yeah.
changing?
Yeah, just nothing's changing. The immigrants are being deported. The immigration is not being cut down. The price of housing is still going up. It's just nothing is changing for us. Like, I love the videos that are now on Twitter, like all the mass deportations. Like, round them up, boys, round them up. It's like,
Oh yeah,
damn,
the new
that's
one
cool.
too is what's his face? He's told like all the 3-letter agencies, you guys can grab some too if you want.
I mean, a European can only dream, you know. I can only
Stuff to
dream.
go around.
Well, what I was
Give me
noticing
the
with that
50
W,
second state.
what was that, Marty?
I said that can be the 52nd state.
No, Canada's got priority shipping for that one. Come on, man, don't take this from us. We need this. Alberta's loving it right now. No, that WWF thing, it was just absolutely hilarious where Trump gets on there, and I was always like, oh, the lizard people got to him too. He's going to do a bait and switch. What does he do? He goes up there to tell all you Europeans, go pound sand. We don't need Canadian oil. Italy, we don't care about you. Get your shit together. Beef up NATO or we're out of here. And I was like, dude, dad's home. I love it.
Yep.
And then what happened?
Oh,
The
yeah,
Spanish
no-
prime minister was like threatening. It's like, bro, like France, Germany, maybe, but like Spain. Come on, that's as stupid as Canada's threatening dollar for dollar tariffs. Like, America won't care.
No, it's the same thing here. Like, I heard a couple of people complain, like, oh, he's going to be bad for Europe. He doesn't care about Europe, but he's going to regret it. I'm like, dude, it's the United States. They own us.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, you know?
Well, it was the whole thing is like they did security, they paid for the heavy military, and then we all got, oh, great, now we don't have to fund our military, so we put it into social welfare state stuff. And now we got so prosperous, we're like, oh, we can bring 1 million Indians, like we can import anything. And then it's like, oh, this sucks. And now America's like, hey, we're gonna take the tanks. And we're like, no, wait, we need the money, please don't. Trying to act like a tough guy, and it's like, it's not even like Trump just got in, try and intimidate him. This is a second round. You already know. Really? You're going to try to threaten Trump? How many times did they shoot at him this year? He didn't even flinch. He was making jokes. That spreadsheet saved my life. I remember when he brought the lady that did the spreadsheet that he was turning to point at and missed the bullet? He brought the lady on stage like, this woman saved my life. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like a near-death experience, and he's like laughing at Excel spreadsheets. Intimidate him. Are you crazy?
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing with Europe. I mean, Europe as a whole has always had that. I've had a couple of, or the Netherlands has had a couple of politicians cry out where it's like, we're not gonna cooperate with Trump. I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you to him? It's like the United States, you know, like we owe our military, our safety to him, and you're gonna sit there on television, we're not gonna cooperate with him. It's like, eat a dick.
Well, even that with the cooperation thing, the Americans is like, it's the Rome. They got the biggest economy. Oh, I'll teach them a lesson. I won't do trade with them. It's like, dude, that doesn't hurt them. That hurts us. They're trying to do a cartel, and that's basic economic theory, is that cartels don't work. Argentina's going to pick up the slack, and Canada's going to be moot. And they're trying to say, oh, we can start doing more trade with China. It's like, really? We have spies in Parliament right now. Like, it's maybe now's not the time to be making that case. Yeah, whatever.
Nope.
That's why I'm playing Dwarf Fortress and talking to you guys. America to Europe. Like, who bitch is this?
No, but exactly. Like, as a European, I can only dream. Like, I'm rooting for him, where it's like, no, you know what? Suck the union dry. Yeah. Fuck him. Fuck the union.
I agree. Like, because that's the thing. It's already hurting here. So a little more. No. Make us feel it. It's like that teenager. Yeah. Kick him out of the house. But he doesn't have a place to stay. He'll figure it out.
Exactly. Well, it does kind of feel like that, you know, like the teenager with the rich parents. It's like, I can have anything I want. And all of a sudden, dad's like, hey, how about you start earning your own money? It's like, what?
Start paying rent. No, Dad, please. You don't understand. My Heinz ketchup. Shut up.
My avocado toast.
And the worst part is Ontario. So Doug Ford, the worst of the Fords, I like their crack one better. He's actually going to win. He's running an election. He just sent $200 checks to the province, to everybody, which sucks. Like, don't do that. And he's running for an election. He's probably going to win because everybody else is worse. Like, he's horrible, but everybody else is worse. And that's kind of where we're at. Like, everybody is bad. Who's the least bad? He's pretty bad too. And then he's sane. Like, you guys are all like Kamala is that's our better option, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Rob Ford cracked out, but Doug is just a drinker. He doesn't do crack. And he's the worst human being on earth. Like, I say, it's just horrible. I don't even want to get into details, but it's just
sounds like Biden, especially when it comes to the crack part.
Actually, he is. Oh yeah. Well, Rob Ford was great though. He was the mayor of Toronto, but with the crack, he wasn't just like a crackhead. He was using crack to be more productive at work. So like, he was really good at his job.
He was one of those. You had a talk with Carl about it.
Did he follow Ed Lattimore on Twitter?
Follow him everywhere, man. We chat every now and again.
No, I meant did the Canadian politician follow Ed Lattimore on Twitter?
Oh,
the crack joke.
Ed probably got it from him. But yeah, there's still video compilations of like some of the funniest stuff he said, where they asked if he cheated on his wife. He's like, or somebody suggested he wanted to go give oral sex to an intern or something. He's like, I don't need to go out for that. I got plenty enough to eat at home. Stuff. And he has like just hundreds of these, and they're all great. And it was like, for a while there, we thought this is the Canada that's coming, and then it just never came true.
I laughed at the Ed Lattimore joke. That was funny, Jack.
Thank you.
And,
you got it.
Rob Ford's like tough talk, like the Trump, was like such a joke. It's like the fat guy trying to be tough and stand up to the bully. I was just laughing.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the one where he's wearing the Canada's not for sale hat?
Oh no.
Yeah. Canada's not for sale, and then the hat was made in China. You can't make this up. It sold itself on the irony. Oh.
I love how during his inauguration speech, he was just shitting so hard on the previous government while they were sitting behind him.
Oh yeah, they had to sit down and watch in the front row.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Kamala's like, she's probably beating her husband that night. This is your fault.
Did you see those memes where Kamala tweeted out like, "Yes, Doug, you're gonna sleep with the president," and now they made all these memes of Trump waiting for her husband. Jesus.
I'm glad. I'm really happy for America. I hope this is like, I know it's theatrics right now and it's meant to get you hyped and it's meant to like the placebo effect. Everybody will get confident, and I know, but I'm hoping there's some like real substantive change behind it, if for no other reason than when America sneezes, everybody else gets a cold. Like, if you guys get your shit together, everybody else has to look and snap too on our side of things. So I'm rooting for you out of pure self-interest, if nothing else. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, you will know in about 5 years.
That's true. Well, by then I'll be dead by then,
Or
or American by then. So the best part is, if America goes down, it gives me an extra 20 years till it gets to where Canada was now. So if I become an American, I can be like the doomsayer. Like, just so you guys know, here's what's coming. And I could just talk about politics from 2004 in Canada. It's like, this is what's next.
Just write a book about how awesome America is, and then you'll be accepted as one of them.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to start being that guy like Michaela Peterson was. It's like, I'm better than this, I'm worse than this. Like, it's kind of not your place if you end up getting citizenship or a green card in that. The thing I like, though, is their law is like a sales pitch. So there's two types of visas that are applicable, the O1 and the E2. The O1 is for people in the arts, entertainment, or teaching that show extraordinary talent. And there's a whole bunch of there's like 8 requirements there that you have to meet, at least 3 of them. You build your portfolio that shows it, and a lot of it's like, if you won awards, do the peers and your like the most popular peers in your niche have a thing. And the agent you're talking to, they don't know what the fuck anything is, so you have to almost like sell yourself to the immigration field, which feels so American. I love it.
I have a weird question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, and stick with me on this one, because I don't know if I'm articulating it properly. You were in the Canadian Navy, right?
Yes.
And you were honored in the Canadian Navy, right?
What does honored mean?
I mean, like, you got some
honorable discharge.
This is not being disrespectful. This is me just not knowing how to articulate it. Okay, but you got the ribbons, you got the medals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I've got accoutrements. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Like, it was
decorated.
You were recognized for your service, so to say. Does that get in the way of you getting American citizenship since you served the Canadian Royal Navy?
They don't give a shit about that. The only thing that the Navy, like the military service, does that's good is if I wanted to serve in a Commonwealth country, I could. So I could technically go join the British Army tomorrow if I wanted to.
Well, I mean, go Canada or Brit. Flip a coin, you know? You want to be British?
No, I mean, obviously, there's at some point they're going to have, I don't know if they will. I don't know. I haven't really seen that part of the process yet. Like, I would assume some kind of criminal record check. That stuff just makes sense. Or to make sure you're not on some kind of terrorist watch list. That much I can assume, which, you know, I shouldn't be on any of those. I don't even think I'm on that DHS list with Rolo, so that's pretty safe. But for the most part, they just want to... The way it was explained to me is the ultimate goal is bringing you in would bring prestige to America and, more importantly, tax revenue. More the merrier. Oh. So, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Makes sense.
Which is good, because I'm like, that's perfect.
Can you imagine being a Brit right now, like a native Brit, and you see what they're doing in America? Like, I can't imagine those guys are not jealous.
Well, a lot of them are in the same spot as us, but they're really, dude, that grooming gang thing, they're fucking livid. And it's funny. I've watched YouTube videos. I know it's been going on for a while, but that's the same thing. Like, they haven't dealt with it in 20 years. And so it's still going on. And that's why people are still mad. That was technically why everybody voted for Brexit. Because they wanted the detachment from the EU to cut off immigration to protect their kids. And it's funny because you watch all these YouTube videos like, why did Brexit fail? Why did Brexit this? Why did Brexit that? And then none of them discuss the real reason why people wanted the Brexit. And I find it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, Tony Robbins got tarred and feathered for it back in the day. I remember that.
Oh, isn't he in jail right now for it? Like, they put him in for 5 years or something like that?
Yeah, probably. He's been in jail multiple times because of all that nonsense. Where it's like he was one of the whistleblowers on the whole grooming gang thing.
Yeah, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know why they're putting him in prison for it. It's very clear that they have, in the same way that Canada has a bunch of Chinese and Indian spies in our parliament, they've clearly got a bunch of child diddlers in the British parliament. I get that. Prince Andrew, all the guys. There we go.
And now Tate wants to run for prime minister.
Oh, he just wants fucking attention. That's all he wants.
Oh, yeah. A tale as old as time.
Lazy bat. It's like, really? I know he's going to jail. As much as he keeps saying, oh, the charges have been lifted, and then, the charges have not been lifted. They just booted it back to his prosecutor. It's like, hey, double check your paperwork here. Make sure. It's like, oh boy.
I haven't been keeping up with that. Like, it changes every month. I know there's...
Oh, you don't have to. Rolo does that for you. He'll put it in the Rawr chat, and then we can just keep up on it. That's the beauty of the Rawr squad, man. Is that we don't sit there, and then everybody's got things that they're interested in. They kind of put it in, so you don't have to devote any energy. And then somebody will be like, give you the heads up. It's like, oh, this is what's happening. You're like, oh, thank God. You're tapped into the Matrix, man.
I did laugh hard on the, what was it? The Fresh and Daily Wire photos.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. I get it. It's theater. They don't actually care, but it is pretty funny. It's like every Jewish person on Daily Wire taking a picture with the guys just won't stop ranting about the Jews.
Yep.
It's got a certain humor to it. I'll get them that.
It is. It is. Have you tried the juice? No, not that one. The one we're not supposed to talk about. It's like, oh shit. Don't.
All right, so just in case those guys come over, what I should probably do is prioritize... Oh, no, wait. You know what I'm going to do? Not do that one.
I still don't understand this game, but it's fun.
It's Minecraft, but you're like God mode. So like all of these individual dwarves are playing their own version of Minecraft.
It's Minecraft, but a more extreme nerdy version of it is Excel Minecraft.
Actually, I've heard that been used before.
Oh my God.
Okay. But for the most part, it's just, I don't have to pay attention to it. I can just sit here and chat with you guys. And I don't have to worry.
Have you ever considered Sims for Digital Ryan?
Sims?
Yeah,
or
no,
The Sims?
The Sims.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why did that get... No, I mean this. Why is that... Alright, whatever.
I don't know.
Well, they did do SimCity for a bit.
Yeah, no, I remember that, but like The Sims, like
there's that. People. To be fair, the reason I don't prioritize this stuff more is because, like, this is still a business. I know I'm fucking around with you guys, but it's a job. And the one thing I can say for sure is that out of all the things that I do to make money, this one is the least money making of them.
How is Orion going?
It's going well. Again, same thing. Like it's slow to start, so I'm not in a rush. Oh, what the hell am I doing? I screwed this whole thing up. Oh, I don't think this is going to work anymore. All right, whatever. No, it's good. It hit its monetization already. It's already bigger than the other one. I have to make the decision if I'm going to put 6-string samurais the next video, but I also want to do kind of a Dead Leaves. I don't know if you've ever seen that anime.
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's one of those. It's like... Yeah, so it's along the same... It's not as good as Giant Robo, but it's good in its own way.
But did you happen to see... God, what was his name? Lupo? Have you ever heard of that?
Lupo or Lupin?
Okay, let me check real quick.
Because if it's Lupin, that's kind of like one of the old school original animes.
Oh, yeah,
Lupin
no,
the Third?
Not Lupin III. So you're a big fan of Astro Boy, right?
Yeah.
So there's a modern version of it that is that was remade as a bit of a detective thriller, and I believe it was called Lupo, and it was made by the same guy who made Monster. Have you ever seen Monster?
I have not.
Oh, that is one of the top-ranked animes ever. And no, it's not about high school drama. No, Monster is actually. I can do.
Dude, this one's a write-off. I fucked all that up. Monster.
So
eh?
the first episode is a brain surgeon who gets to decide between helping a child who had a head wound or the mayor of the city, and he decides to help the child. Now this is all episode 1, and there are 74 episodes, but the child turns out to be a vicious murderer.
Okay.
And everything goes to shit after he helps that child, and it's a deep psychological thriller. But that same guy did a remake of Astro Boy, and it is called... God damn it. What's it called? Come on. I will be right back with you.
Take your time, sir. Take your time.
Nakoi Aruzawa is also the creator of... Because I think you'd like that. And Oh, Pluto! That's what it was called. Pluto.
Interesting. Never heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's about like Astro Boy and what was the enemy of... God damn it, Pluto main monster. What was that thing called?
Because Astro Boy, for a kids show, it was great. Like dad abandons his kid and then causes some problems. It's like a very childhood centric one. That's why I like Giant Robo. Like the animation, the action, that stuff, that's fine. The giant robo fights, but it really is like a story of fathers leaving legacies to their kids and how they process that stuff. I find the theme to be just absolutely awesome.
Oh, okay. So Pluto is also the name of like the giant monster in Pluto, and apparently that used to be an enemy of Astro Boy. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, Astro Boy used to fight Pluto, but they made like a more adult version of that, and it's only 8 episodes, 8 1-hour-long episodes, something like that.
Ooh, that'll be worth watching. All right, sir, you've sold me.
I'm not saying you should, but you could. You know, you could.
Add to the list. It's mostly about how to get them. I try not to sail the high seas for animation if I don't have to, but it's hard, man. The days of just getting manga. Like, we used to have like a manga of the month club. Do you guys remember?
Ooh,
This is such an old person thing to say, but they used to have the CD of the month club where you would give them a penny and they would send you 12 CDs, and then you sign up for a subscription service, and every month they'd send you somebody's new album. But most of them were really bad.
No, that was the same with the game magazines or PC magazines. You often got a demo CD with some demo games on them as well.
Yeah. It's like that, but it's... Okay, so it's on Netflix, even better. Yeah, I know, Pluto the Roman god. That one I remember. Even though I was more of like a fan of the Greek stuff, I at least tried to pay attention to the Roman stuff. I think that's why I never got into ancient Greece. Like, you know that every man has to grow up and choose one thing, and it's either ancient Rome, World War II, or conspiracy theories. It's one of the funnier memes I found.
And conspiracy theories, arch all of them.
Did you know that Archwinger used to be part of the anime club in high school?
They had an anime club in his high school?
The Archwinger, the internet raging misogynist Archwinger, was part of the anime club in high school.
What a fucking loser. Even I wasn't part of the anime club.
I learned something amazingly new about him. I'm like, damn, that man is awesome.
I don't know if I'd use the word awesome for anime club, but whatever.
Oh, come on.
I guess...
He practically invented Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I was part of the... I was in the computer club, like in the computer room back when I was a kid, and how to explain this the best. I hated a lot of the people that were in the club.
I can imagine.
Because most of them didn't use it. I was actually just... I liked it. I liked the idea of... Like, so I first started programming. I find it fascinating as like a 15-year-old kid. And there was a lot of people that just were there because everybody beats them up. And so they just wanted a place to hang where they wouldn't get beat up. But they just wasted everybody's time. I never liked it. If that makes sense.
You know, it does. It makes sense. Like, it's kind of like, I get why they're being beaten up.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Seclusion, antisocial. It's kind of the same as the red pill. Like, and I don't want to call out anybody, so I'm just going to keep this one nameless. But you notice there's some people here because, yeah, the marriage thing is working, or I want to get better at game. And then there's some people that are there because I got kicked out of the anime club. You know those types? I'm not saying Arch, but you know what I mean.
They deserve to get beaten.
No, I mean, Arch has earned his credit here, you know? Like,
yeah, it's true.
It was only after all his posts that we found out he was a huge anime fan.
Well, finding out that, like, now that I kind of know his little origin story bits, a lot of his style of posting makes a lot more sense now. Like, the processing, the divorce, the wife turning into the lesbian thing. Like, I kind of understand a lot more. Which...
speaking of which, Ryan... You're not liking Dragon Ball Z of saying you're too old. We were too old for Dragon Ball Z. You never got into it.
Yeah.
Even Chest Rockwell, the Chest Rockwell, was there for DragonAll Z. You have
well,
no
that's because
excuse.
his kids were into it. Wasn't it?
Nope.
Really?
Jack did his, at least as far as I understood it, Jack did a stream with them when the creator died.
Oh yeah, Chesty is a huge Dragon Ball fan, like the original 80s Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball Z, and he's even watched Super, and now he's watching Dragon Ball Daima even.
Oh, so I just missed the 80s one there.
Yeah, it's like all you old school moderators, like the guys from the mountain, all fucking anime nerds.
The mountain. Why do I feel like this is one of those compliments that's going to eventually sucker me into something I don't want to deal with?
That's the Mount Rushmore of RP, guys.
Yeah, the original mods, you know, that we still know, that are still around. Huge anime nerds. Even Wine Moore talks to me about Pokemon. It's like, what the hell? I thought he was going to rip me a new one. It's like, hey, man, how's your Dragonite? It's like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I mean, Wine Moore, he was one of those guys, he was in a layer back in the day, so even with the pickup stuff, for me, it was just military, so I was mostly working and then just, like, lone wolfing it, but he... like full on with the layer and the groups, and I was like, damn, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the initiation into porn. You know, used to you had to do gay porn first before you did straight porn. So, you know, you're a mod. You had to do your gay stuff before you became a mod.
Well done, sir. Well done. How can I inject gay porn into this conversation? I got you, fam. I got
Thank you. Depend on me.
Very graceful.
Never change.
I can't believe I messed this whole thing up. All right, whatever. I'll figure it out. I'll fix it. I have a feeling I'm going to kill some guys in a cave in here.
Oh, sorry.
For whatever reason, I'm thinking that Marty was that hillbilly wrestler Ryan mentioned earlier, back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Well, it's hard to say because, Marty, your interests are weird. Not in that it's weird, because they're actually not weird, because I recognize a lot of them. Like pissing on a stump would be the kind of thing I could see Marty doing. For some reason, you just never got into wrestling, though, did you?
Yeah, I was into wrestling. I mean, I wasn't. It ended when in my teenage years, but I remember when it was like WrestleMania 1 or 2 or something. I guess I hadn't taken a bath in like 2 or 3 days, and my mom said, "You can't watch WrestleMania until you take a bath." And you know how long the intros are, like to WrestleMania? It's like a 5-minute intro.
Yeah.
And so I went and like took like the world's quickest bath or shower, and I was like back in there like clean, smelling nice before the intro was over.
That's funny. See, now that you have snow, you kind of get, for us, the big thing was, I can't remember when, it might have been Survivor Series or whatever, but for us, the big thing was, one sec, I gotta, doing 3 things at once here and I'm losing. What the hell am I doing? It would be snowing at the time, and so we had to snow off the dish, like we had to shovel off the dish or sweep the dish.
Oh,
and so that would be the way the parents would get us to do it.
Oh, well, man.
Is it like, yeah, get that snow off the dish.
So
and then we'd have to go do that.
It was covered. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and these are like 10,
about that.
and these are like 10, 12-foot dishes too. So it was like, it's like shoveling your driveway, but you're standing on top of a wire mesh dish.
So yours was the wire mesh. It wasn't like the solid one, like the solid
We had
plastic.
the solid one, but we upgraded to the wire mesh one later on once we got the red card and started getting illegal satellite feeds.
You too. Those are the best.
Yeah. The adult. Oh yeah, the adult satellite.
Oh, for real. Ooh.
All right. On that note, though, I have an appointment I have to keep, so I gotta let you guys go.
I'm
Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.
It was fun.
Cheers.